I'm Tommie, I'm the Search Lead at Equator, and I'm going to talk to you today about GEO, which I know everyone is debating furiously online and whether it's going to be the death of SEO. I personally don't think it will be, but I think there's definitely some learnings that we need to start factoring into our strategies for our clients. Search has changed. What used to be a case of appearing first in a traditional set of links is now all about appearing in AI. The metrics in which we judge success have completely shifted, and we need to be aware of how that impacts both our performance but also the strategies that we need to have in place to ensure that we're winning in that space. At Equator, we've introduced a new GEO proposition. I know there's a lot of chatter around the benefits of doing so, but we think when complementing an existing SEO strategy that the two are kind of fundamental to what is going to be long-term success. Search has changed, it's not changing, and these are strategies that we've already started to implement for our clients and with great success across the metrics that are most valuable to them. We need to be incorporating these now. AI is becoming more and more powerful. The use cases are becoming extended. It's becoming more agentic in its capabilities. And we need to make sure that the brands that we work with are at the forefront of that. Our approach is fairly simple. It's based around auditing your current website and your current performance across AI to understand where the opportunities are. We then work with you and your teams to implement strategies that are going to have that long-term success. And again, tie them back to the metrics that are most fundamental to your success. In terms of what's different from a traditional SEO strategy, there's a few things that we've incorporated previously, but maybe not to the extent that we now understand that we need to. So that's things like semantic structuring of content to really boost that authority across topics and across industries. That's something that we're actively working to do. This as well is not a standalone SEO piece. It's a much broader exercise in terms of working with like content and digital PR teams. It's about building authority through things like citation development, through factual integrity and sentiment, so checking things like review platforms and how brands are being mentioned. It's also across different social channels, things like Reddit and how brands are mentioned and referenced on those channels we know are extremely and increasingly important as well. So it is about taking in all those different considerations, and ultimately it's about understanding how is that brand perceived both by its audience and by the tools that we're trying to optimize for, and anything we can do to improve that or to increase the transparency of that would fall under the GEO strategy. The pillars to our approach revolve around, firstly, carrying out an audit of your current site or your portfolio of sites to understand how it's currently set up in terms of being ready for AI, but also how its visibility currently looks across the different platforms. So we have tools that we've both adopted and created that help us understand that visibility piece, so we can basically identify where we think the gaps are in the current technical setup and content on a website, but also how we think AI platforms are perhaps not seeing your website or your content as best as they can do. Moving beyond that is then creating a plan that works alongside your existing marketing activity and alongside your existing teams to really understand what do we need to do to get to that place as soon as we possibly can do. And then further than that, it is something that's constantly evolving. We don't think, like I've said, we have all the answers immediately, but we need to put a framework in place to constantly test, learn and refine what we've already got in place. We need to have robust data, and we need to have that ongoing sort of awareness of how things are developing over time, because it's something that's going to continue to change as the platforms themselves develop and as we understand more about what we need to do to be that trusted source more often than not. So yeah, search has changed. It's now more than just a collection of links. It's about users expecting a faster response to their query and often finding that information without needing to visit a website, which poses in itself numerous threats to organic traffic. So yeah, don't wait until it's too late. Do it.